Okay, we're talking about the late diagnosis of my husband's autism. It was something that we did after we actually spoke about the Channel 4 autism test in the office, and it came up kind of casually. And he took it, and he was a little bit upset and concerned by the results, because the results said, maybe you actually need to see someone about this. These are, you score as quite autistic. So we made some notes, we identified all the different things that we thought might be relevant on the spectrum. And that was hard for him, because these are behaviours, I think, that make him feel quite insecure. He doesn't understand why he does some things. We got an appointment and we went to see my GP, and he took his list. And we got to about halfway through the list when the GP sort of stopped us and said, yes, I think you probably need to go and see a specialist and have a chat to them. And you could see my husband was so relieved. He was so relieved that it wasn't just him, that there might actually be something, that maybe someone could help. And it was really nice for me, because the GP leaned over and he shook my hand and he said, thank you for bringing him in. You've made his life much better. This is going to help. And that was so rewarding, to feel like we were on the right path and that there was going to be help. This wasn't just, oh yes, you're autistic. One of the main questions I think he had in the reservations about going, and even when he was diagnosed, was, well, wouldn't somebody have spotted this by now? Surely if there was something wrong with me, or if I had a problem, my parents would have noticed, somebody would have noticed. I'm 31, somebody would have noticed. And there was also the idea of, well, what's the point? So I go, I get this diagnosis, well, it's not going to change who I am. What's the point? I'm 31, I've come this far. Why get diagnosed now? It's just a label. And I think the issue there was that because people had been making these jokes, oh, you're so autistic, and it had just turned into him accepting that that was his life and that was the way it was and this is how it would always be. I think rather than people ever asking why he was the way he was, they just got frustrated with the way he was. We have family timetables now, so he knows what he's doing, when he's doing it, and that includes things like me time. I am for an hour going to play on the computer. It's scheduled in, and I know that if there is a change in that timetable, he's going to need time to assimilate that. I can't just go, oh, actually, can we nip here first? Because that's a problem for him. So I think around his needs more, and if there's going to be a change in the timetable, because that's life, he gets notice and he gets time. We have a little laminated chart on our fridge, which was for him but that we all use, and it's got different emotions on it, and we all circle with a whiteboard pen how we're feeling that day. We don't always talk about it, but we just circle it, because he doesn't always read that, he won't always notice, but he always looks at the fridge and he knows how the people around him are feeling. And it's helpful for us because we can see how he's feeling too, and it changes the way you react that day. He always thought of it as, there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with me. But the way I've learned to see it, and I hope he accepts now, is actually there's nothing wrong with you. In a way, it's like having a superpower. Okay, you find busy Christmas shops and music really difficult, but put you in the woods or put you in a quiet environment, you can focus like I don't know anybody can focus. There's nothing wrong with you, you just work differently.